Hello book people, PT here. It is Friday, so that means it's time for One Guy, One Book, One Beer, the segment where I start reading a book and start drinking a beer and sip my beer through the book and see how far I get in the book, and then I come back and tell you what I thought of what I read so far. The theory being the more exciting and engaging the book, probably the farther I'll get into it and the slower I'll drink the beer. So we'll see. That's the theory anyway. Today, the guy is me, as always. The beer today is a Yeehaw Dunkel from the Yeehaw Brewing Company. It's rich, deep, and complex. Our Munich Dunkel is many things, but heavy isn't one of them. Take the time to savor it slowly and you'll find flavors of biscuits, cocoa, and caramel. The book that I'm going to be discussing is Monsterland by Phillip Cash. I received this book from NetGalley in exchange for an honest review. What kind of brought me to this book was, first of all, the cover was beautiful. I thought it was just really engaged me and brought me in. And then I read a description, I think, not in the actual description, but like just in a review or something that said, it's Jurassic Park with monsters instead of dinosaurs. And there that kind of had me. I knew what the book was going to be, but here's the official description. Welcome to Monsterland, the scariest place on Earth. All guests can interact with real vampires in Vampire Village, be chased by an actual werewolf on the river run, and walk among the dead in Zombieville. Wyatt Baldwin, a high school student and lifelong movie buff, is staring bleakly at a future of flipping burgers. Due to a fortuitous circumstance, Wyatt and his friends are invited to the star-studded opening of Monsterland. In a theme park full of real vampires, werewolves, and zombies, what could possibly go wrong? Probably nothing. That's my guess. Nothing's gonna go wrong. Here's the time where I go read the book, and I'll come back and tell you what I thought when I'm done with my beer. So here we go. Okay, I finished my beer and I made it through 2 chapters of Monsterland, about 25 pages, and it's off to a great start. I like it a lot. So far the first chapter was pretty short. It was almost like a prologue kind of thing, where it was these werewolves in the wild, and they are like being watched by this like documentary film crew, and they don't know why. Then chapter 2 we cut to kind of what I assume are our main characters, which is Wyatt, the 17-year-old kid, and his stepdad. It's from his stepdad's perspective. His stepdad is kind of like awkwardly trying to relate to him, and there's a lot in there about how he's kind of struggling to relate to this his almost grown stepson. It seems like he's only been his stepdad for like maybe a year or so. Talks about how his dad died semi-recently, and really in that chapter we get a lot of information about the world, but it's pretty smoothly put in there for the most part. And this world's pretty interesting. Like, one of the things we learn is that there was a zombie plague in this world, but it was managed to be contained, which is an interesting concept that I haven't seen a lot in fiction, like a zombie apocalypse that doesn't become apocalyptical. It just, it's a little outbreak, and they've managed to contain it, but it has taken a massive toll on the world economy. And basically this small town in California that they're in was selected by this rich dude, Vincent, who they describe as like thin with kind of like a East European accent. So I picture him being kind of like a Vincent Price kind of guy. He is opening this, he's decided to put his theme park there, Monsterland, which is going to have zombies, survivors from the zombie plague, who are like basically held in these containment camps around the country now. But he's gonna put some in this park, and as well as he discovered werewolves, that werewolves existed. He's in chapter 1, I guess, he was funding that film crew that like discovered they existed. And then also vampires, which seems like in this world is just common knowledge that vampires exist but are very rare. So that's basically where we're at. And we find out that the stepdad is very anti this rich Vincent guy. Like, the vast majority of people really seem to love him. He seems to be like he's really like helped the national economy and done all this stuff to really help the nation. But Wyatt's stepdad is very skeptical of him for some reason that we don't really understand yet. So that's where we're at with it. Great setup so far. I think it's going to be fun to see how it plays out, and I think it's going to be an action-packed ride. And it's well written so far, so I'm really enjoying it. I'm definitely going to finish it, and the beer was very good as well. It was smooth, and I definitely tasted the cocoa in there. Biscuits, I don't know. maybe a little biscuits. More cocoa though. All right, that's gonna do it for me. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye.